Hey, I'm Erika. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm a home organizer. Let's just dive right into today's topic. It is almost spring. Spring has almost sprung. So if you haven't already, you're probably about to start thinking about spring cleaning. It is so interesting that with the season changes, you really do kind of have this urge, this itch to start doing that kind of cleaning and revamping your home and just kind of making it new, just like the seasons. It's just really interesting. I really find that happens. Let me know if that's the case for you too. I'm like, all right, I'm like in the mood to purge, in the mood to do all those things. Anyways, with that, you know, we often think of cleaning our homes, but how often do we think of, you know, decluttering and organizing and cleaning our digital lives? So that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. Here's 10 tips for decluttering and organizing your digital life. So there's really no such thing as kind of being not having any bit of a digital footprint these days. I don't really know anyone that either doesn't have an email address or, you know, a cell phone, you know, all of those things. So it is something that we use on a daily basis, most of us pretty heavily, right? We rely on our emails, we rely on our phones and apps and all of these things, but we can often neglect it as far as like thinking about organizing and decluttering it. Anyways, here's 10 tips. All right, number one, get rid of the subscriptions that you don't need or you don't use. This is not only wasting your money probably, but it's just wasting space, either like mentally and, you know, on your devices, right? So getting rid of those things, if you don't know what you are currently subscribed to, that would be step one. Look on your bank statements, look on your phones, see what's been active on your account. You know, you should be able to pull all that up and then really go through and get rid of the stuff you don't use. Is it all sorts of fitness apps you have that you pay a monthly membership, or maybe it's a food service that you pay for that you don't use. Get rid of that stuff. Number two, delete the apps that you don't use. When's the last time you did this on your phone, right? It's probably been a while. It'll save you storage. Like usually we only do that when we need storage, right? I know I do. But go through and just clean that up. You'll feel better. You won't feel as junked up. Again, you're looking at these devices all the time, most of us, right? So get rid of the ones that you don't use, which brings me into the next point, number three. Organize the apps that you do have on your phone. So maybe you have a folder with like fitness apps. Maybe you have a folder with stuff for your home, stuff for banking, all of that. Organize it. Then you just have a couple pages of apps. You're not scrolling infinitely to find what you need. It's all organized. Trust me, it's really beneficial. All right, the next one, clear the data from your internet browser. Just clean it up a little bit. It'll work faster. Your computer will be better. Yeah. Next one, delete old files, documents, downloads. When's the last time you cleared out your download file? Again, sometimes these are things that we do only when we need like space on our device or on our computer, but it can make your computer run better. And again, it just clears up your space. Next up, unsubscribe from email newsletters that you don't need. So often, I get it. It's easier just to delete, but then they keep popping up. Honestly, if you'll just take 10 minutes, however long you have, 5 minutes, and go through and actually unsubscribe, some just have a button that says unsubscribe, and that's all you have to do. Sometimes you have to fill out why and all that, but it does not take that long, and the headache that it will save you in the future is worth it, okay? Worth it to unsubscribe from those old emails. All right, if you're not already, I would suggest starting to use digital notes. You know, if you have an iPhone, there's a notes app already like built into your phone. Use those to take your notes and then just delete it from there. Then you don't have a lot of paper. This goes into, you know, I'm just definitely putting on my home organizer brain with this, but the amount of paper that so many people have not only is it hard to keep up with, but we rarely throw it away. We've got so much of it. If you know that your apps or that your notes are digital, you'll have it all right in the palm of your hand. You can access it whenever you need to. I have all sorts of notes. I have notes for my kids, just different things. And it's like an ongoing list. Whenever I think of a Christmas gift idea, I start making that Christmas list as soon as something pops into my head. So then by the time I get to the end of the year, it's like, oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna get Susie Q. I've got it already on there. So it's a nice way to keep things organized and in one place. Next up, organize the files on your desktop. If you just have, what are you doing? If you just have a bunch of files on your desktop, come on, let's get them in folders, just like I was saying with apps. I don't know how you find, it's so much easier. Okay, you have a folder for work, a folder for your home, a folder for your kids, whatever it may be, whatever those specific kind of needs that you have, organize it by that. Don't overcomplicate it. Just make it so that you can get to things easier. And the same thing, organize your email with folders. That way it's easy. If you're doing a bill and you've paid it, put it in your money folder, put it in whatever bank you have. And while you're at it, delete those emails that you don't need. But at least if you have folders, you'll be able to access things easier. Again, it's just about cleaning up your life, simplifying your life, streamlining things, right? And last but not least, schedule a time to do this type of maintenance again. Maybe you need to do it every 6 months. Maybe you've done this today. You're gonna go through these 10 steps, 10 tips, and you're like, oh my gosh, that was so overwhelming. Then maybe you need to schedule a shorter time in between maintenance. If you did it and you're like, yep, easy peasy, maybe you just do it once a year. You'll figure out, I would say start with a shorter period of time and then increase it. So maybe you start with 6 months or 3 months, just depending on how much kind of clutter you have. It's the same within your house. Sometimes we declutter and we organize and we're like, oh, we're done, we're organized, we have done it all. And you don't think about, oh wait, I have to keep doing this. If you have a family, your systems change. Or if you've changed jobs digitally, like your things are gonna change, your life just changes, right? You grow, change, evolve, all those things, you have different things going on. So just schedule that time for routine maintenance so that you don't kind of get to a point where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming, right? All right, make sure you subscribe and so you never miss a thing. Do you have any tips for organizing or decluttering your digital life? What do you do? How do you do it? Please let me know in the comments. I love to chat with you. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon.